Hey goons, this is Andrew. The entirety of this episode, I didn't realize that I was using the wrong microphone, so please bear with me. This is going to sound like dog piss, probably. Maybe not the worst, hopefully. We'll see. Please enjoy. We're back. Yeah! Yeah, you heard it here first, goons. We're back, and better than ever. We took a slight sabbatical merely because, I'm busy. I'm a busy man. Okay? Craig's busy.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Bit. Yeah, I mean, we're just a little, well, I'm definitely more busy at this particular moment. I'm dealing with some moving situations. I'm dealing with some stuff you guys don't need to concern yourselves with. But, hey, guess what? We are still going to deliver. New month, new us.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're not like that late.
No, it really
bitches.
Not. No, yeah. And so, like Craig mentioned last episode, or no, I mentioned last episode. I confuse myself with Craig all the time. It is a new month, and the month theme is a movie madness. I think I explained it last time as there's going to be random stories about movie sets, maybe. There'd be stories about movie plots, perhaps. Just little fun facts, tidbits, anything. It's a bit of a reach, but it should be fun to cover. I have a fun one that I'm particularly excited about. I teased it last episode, so you'll know it. You should probably guess what mine is, but before we get into the themes, is there any news that we need to discuss, Craigster?
So, if you saw it on Twitter, the Space Jam first images came out last week.
Everybody get up.
You can very clearly see a child wearing a jersey.
No.
And it says Goon at the top.
No.
And I can only assume it says Squad at the bottom. So now
those bastards.
It's like one of the two merch ideas we've had, and now it's for sure not gonna work.
Not for sure.
Get fucking sued by Warner Brothers.
Not for sure. It's 98% confirmed that we will not be able to use that for merchandising on our own end, which is a fucking bummer. Toon Squad,
Yeah,
Goon Squad.
Fuck you, LeBron James.
Fuck you, LeBron. Sick of your fucking shit. All right. What are they gonna do with that? What the hell are they gonna do with Goon Squad? We are literally, we established early on that our names for our audience members were the Goons. Okay? And we also established very, very early on that we like Space Jam. Okay? So who deserves the name Goon Squad? You tell me, Craig.
It's us for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well-established multimillionaire basketball player or Craig and Andy?
Yeah, he's got enough in his life. Does he need
fuck that guy.
literally Goon Squad? Why would he want that of all the things? Like, fuck.
Freaking sick of it, to be honest with you. But anyway, we just thought it would be important to mention that.
I also just want to throw this out there in case they are audible to you guys. There are baby chickens in my garage. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear them or not, but if you can, that's what that is.
Also known as chicks.
Yeah, and they're going to be used as slave labor to make eggs, and that's about it. My wife really likes them, and we had a really bad batch last year. They were like good chickens, but they were like too smart for their own good, and they all died. So,
oh no. You must not be that smart. Then.
And we didn't. I'll throw it out there. We did not kill them. So I would not kill a chicken just to, like, I don't have the heart to do that. But yeah, so this year we're hoping that maybe, because we didn't get a single egg out of those motherfuckers last year. Not a single one. They all fucking ended their lives before we had the chance. So we're hoping to at least we're going to get one egg. And if we get one egg, then it's a success.
All right. Well, yeah, there's a fun little corner of Craig's updates. That's good. The Kansas side of him is really coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen here, you Ohio fucks. We do chickens too, bro.
Yeah, dude. We got land. Okay. I don't have any fun updates about fucking chickens or anything like that. Just more of just been busy, man. I'm just about to finish up college. trying to get a job lined up for me, so I've been really absent, trying to really focus on that. So it's been hard to find a moment to plop down and relay a delicious story to you fun Goonies. But I didn't
Yes.
forget, and I'm not trying to neglect. Just bear with me and Craig and his chicken endeavors. That's all I've got.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right.
Let's I say we just dive in there. Last month's episode, we just fucking started it within 3 seconds. This one is a little update, so
Yeah.
oh god, I'm gonna puke everywhere.
All right. Well, in the old, would you like to? I'll start because we teased yours, and
Yeah.
I think mine's a lot more well known. Just
Okay. I'm
in
excited.
general. So
All right, yeah, cool. Take it away, Craig.
I'll kick it off, bro.
Kick it.
So, have you ever seen the movie The Crow?
Yes, I have. No, I haven't.
All right. You haven't seen The Crow.
No, I've never seen The Crow, but I believe I know what you're talking about.
So the only thing the only good thing that came from The Crow was WCW wrestler Sting. That's the only good thing that came out of The Crow.
Sting's awesome.
So I'm gonna go over the plot first things first because it's important to set the scene.
Yeah, set the mood. And if I remember correctly, the plot was cool.
Yeah. So it's October 30th, which is Devil's Night, correct?
Oh yeah.
And they're
Fuck
in
yeah, Satan.
Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, dude, we're getting mischief and up to no good.
Mischief. Yeah, anarchy.
the Devil's Night, you have a cop basically at the scene of a crime where a woman has been beaten and sexually abused. So definitely a trigger warning if you watch this movie. Just a heads up.
Rated R.
And then her fiance, Eric Draven, he is dead on the street, having been stabbed, shot, and thrown out of a window. They were going to get married on Halloween the very next day, which is very edgy.
That's awesome, dude.
If you get married on Halloween,
Goals.
that's edgy for sure. So the sergeant, he goes to the hospital with the woman, with the one who's just beaten, and she eventually dies. So that's a really good start.
Yeah, that's the first
very good start.
couple minutes. And then the credits just roll.
Yeah, it's over.
It's short.
They fast forward to the timeline through a year, and then a crow. You see what we're doing
roll
with the crow? So the title, and it taps on the gravestone of Eric, who, by the way, is played by Brandon Lee, who is Bruce Lee's son.
Hell yeah, dude.
And Eric, because of that, awakens and climbs out of his grave. Yeah. So he goes to his old apartment, which is now like trash. It's not livable. And he experiences flashbacks of the gang, who is comprised of a man named T-Bird, who is the leader, a man named Tintin, Fun Boy, and Skank.
These guys got it figured out. Their names are pretty rad.
Yeah, Skank's actually really good. So he has flashbacks of him and his fiance getting brutally murdered.
Sounds right.
He kind of realizes very quickly that any wounds that he receives as a fucking zombie, basically, they heal immediately.
Epic.
And then
it's Wolverine.
The Crow. Yeah, exactly. Well, Wolverine action. So the Crow basically takes Eric on a journey to avenge his and his fiance's death by killing their perpetrators. So the Crow helps him locate the gangsters, and he just fucking like gets those motherfuckers one by one.
He delivers justice.
Yeah, really fucking goes for it. Like at one point, like they kill the Raven though, and he like is no longer like immortal, and he kind of like if he gets shot again, he's just gonna die. But in the end, all things are good. He kills everybody. He goes to his grave, and he gets to rest and breathe. Yeah, definitely spoiler. But it's also, in my personal humble opinion, not a great movie. It's edgy as all hell. So one very important thing happened during the filming of this movie. They were filming on March 31st, 1993, in Wilmington, North Carolina, They're filming a scene where Eric is shot after witnessing the beating and sexual abuse of his fiancée. The character Fun Boy, who is played by Michael Massey, he shoots Eric with a .44 Magnum Smith & Wesson Model 629 revolver. As he walks into the room. This would kill him. In real life, killed the actor Brandon Lee. So he just gets deaded. Now, how does that happen? Was it a real gun? What the fuck happened?
Yeah,
well, so it wasn't a real gun.
They're just so authentic, bro.
Yeah, they really wanted this movie to be real as shit.
Yeah, not to make light of the situation. That's horrible, but still.
Absolutely, yeah. So, for like close-up scenes that were using the revolver, they were using like dummy cartridges, of course, for a more realistic appearance, with blank, like, rather than blank rounds, because they don't have a bullet.
Yeah.
And instead of like buying new dummy cartridges, they were basically like making their own by pulling like live rounds and dumping the powder and then reinserting the bullets into the gun. So like still shouldn't have been fatal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely like negligent and not smart, but it still shouldn't have killed him.
Right.
But like one of them got like stuck in the chamber of the gun.
Oh.
And this is where it gets like really like solid. So if you were the prop master of a movie studio or a movie set and they were like, hey, we're going to use the real gun today to shoot in that scene, would you go home early?
Like, are you asking me if I was the film or the prop master?
Yeah, if you were the prop master and they're like, hey, we're going to use the gun today, would you go home early?
Nah. I'd probably be like, well, I mean, I guess if that whole day, even if it was just going home early, if I like studied the shit out of that and made sure everything was in order, even if I were to go home, but I would just probably stay there, and make sure all's set.
Yeah. That makes the most sense to my brain too. He went home early.
He said, the gun's on the table, bullets are next to it. See you later.
Yeah, it's like leaving a gun with a toddler. But
basically. So
the prop master went home early. For whatever reason, I don't know. He might have had an emergency. I have no idea. So the prop crew and like basically assistant, he was in charge of making sure that this gun was good to go. Which he did not make sure that this gun was good to go and just assumed that everything was fine. Because obviously, I mean, if you ever have played around with guns, the one thing you don't do is point a gun at somebody, period. Because you don't know what is going to happen.
Yeah,
you might not pull the trigger and it still shoots somebody. Or you might think it's not loaded and it shoots somebody. Like it's definitely really dangerous. So he didn't check the damn thing.
Yeah.
And he literally, so the actor he shot the fucking gun, killed his coworker. So.
That's sad as fuck.
Yeah.
Do you think he was just like, good acting? Like, that is solid fucking acting. And like, do you think he's also like, that is some good makeup and like blood capsules? Shit, he looks fucking dead as fuck.
Yeah. I wonder how long it took to like realize it, because like obviously, yeah, because he's acting, so I mean, he's gonna get shot and he's gonna go to the ground, but whatever. There's one conspiracy that follows this, because as I said, he is the son of Bruce Lee,
right?
And Bruce Lee was killed. Or at least according to things I've read. I wish I could tell you if this is factual or not. But he was killed for basically exposing secrets of martial arts. Because he did, film and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like a Chinese mafia killed him. and that's fucking brutal. So some people thought that that's what happened here. Was that they were just like, let's take out the whole, like, yeah, just take the family out and hit him and call it good. But obviously it was just a very, very upsetting mistake. I believe the guy who shot Brandon Lee is also dead now, just for like regular stuff.
Because the crow.
But the crow killed, like literally Brandon Lee came back to life and killed the guy. But so Brandon Lee was dead. And And obviously, it makes you kind of wonder, man, should we finish filming the movie?
Well, the answer is we need more money. So, yes.
Yeah. Well,
That's what
they
they
were
said.
like, man, they looked at it and they were like, well, he's filmed almost all of his scenes,
Really?
so like
That's convenient.
we might as well.
Yeah. Carry on the legacy.
Yeah. The only person who didn't stay for the remaining of the film was Ernie Hudson, but he left because his brother-in-law died. But everybody else stayed, and they finished the movie. Yeah, I don't think it did great, but I don't think it did great at all. But a lot of people like give it some credit because it was a comic book movie, and 1993 wasn't great for comic book movies at all. So they made sequels too. Like
I was
they made a
gonna
couple
ask.
like shitty sequels.
I was gonna ask. I thought there was a second one. Like, how'd they get anyone for that?
Well, it has a cult following for sure. Like it's because like I said, like even like the pro wrestler Sting, like he changed his character up to match the Crow, and I think because of him, not entirely because of him, obviously, but like he gets a lot of credit for like turning like wrestling fans to the movie because they were like, oh, I can understand his character more if I watch this movie.
From.
So I think it kind of helped out with the cult following. Yeah, I didn't like the movie. My brother always liked the movie, but I was not a fan.
I've actually never seen it, but I've heard of it, and I've heard of like the story, like and like the scenes behind that, and I've definitely been meaning to watch it because just because it has that cult following, it does sound interesting, and like I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Yeah, and there was a lot of rumors that they like used the scene that he died in because obviously that's very
wondering.
real. But I do believe that is false.
Okay, you have reason to believe that's not true. That would be very, very, very insensitive to what's going on here. Very authentic and very good acting, not acting, but would be an ill taste, I believe.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like if they made James Franco like actually cut his arm off in 127 hours.
Basically,
and
just
like listen, the guy. Yeah, they're like, the guy cut his arm off. You have to cut your arm off. And James Franco was like, shit, I signed some contracts. That's not good. And
it's like, might as well do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be similar to that, except for someone's life is on the line. I wonder how, and this is going to get into the morbid aspect of it, but like, I wonder what Brandon Lee thought at the last second of his life. You know what I mean? Like, because he just, he's like, okay, he knows he's going to walk in there, get shot, wink, wink, and then, end the scene. And then apparently he was almost done with all his scenes, so I bet he was like, just gotta get this last couple sets in. We'll call it a week. But then it's just like, I don't know. I feel like that would be fucking terrifying if you just, because you'd feel that like pain for a short little minute, and you're probably like, huh.
I wonder because I mean the conspiracy of like the Chinese mafia like coming to get him also. I wonder if that crossed his mind because
maybe
like nobody else would want to kill him. I would assume,
Yeah.
So I wonder if he was like, man, these motherfuckers got me too. This shit's crazy out here.
It's just crazy. They really crossed their T's, dot their I's.
They waited like 20 years, but they fucking got it done, bro.
So meticulous, but yeah, that's really sad. Is there any other The Crow news?
I don't have any news. I know that his mom, she like filed a lawsuit against the studio and somehow lost or it got thrown out. And I'm just like, how? What the fuck?
That's interesting. Because I'm gonna tell you when I tell you my stories, I'll tell you some lawsuits that happened that like won, which are very, very confusing to me. So that's kind of interesting that someone got murdered and then they were just like, you're good though.
Yeah, like, you literally, and like I wouldn't expect like the other actor to get sued because like
no,
it's not his fault.
He didn't know. Yeah, but he's not the prop master.
If I was the movie studio, like throw that prop assistant under the bus so hard. You know what I mean? Like, why would you not? Corporations look for anything to fucking throw people under the bus. I don't know why they wouldn't have done it, but they were like, nope, we're gonna just somehow beat Bruce Lee's widow in a lawsuit.
Yeah. That seems interesting. You'd think they'd at least try to settle something, but well, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's Doing all right.
I mean, she probably, if we're being honest, she probably dead too.
Yeah, I guess. Well, it was in '94. It's not too
Let me look it up.
too long.
I'll look it up right now.
Fine, I'll do radio voice.
Fine.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Radio.
I don't know what to say, actually. I hate radio voice. Fuck it. That's a dead bit. We're done with that. It's over.
Oh, no.
This message was brought to you by...
Yeah, she's alive. She's chilling.
That's what I thought. That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah. 75 years old.
What's the fine lady's name?
Her name is Linda, oh God, what does she go by? Linda Lee Cadwell is who she is now.
Oh, she got remarried.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just hyphenated. I guess she could have just kept her maiden.
Yeah. Well, I think her maiden name is Emery. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she got to be remarried for sure.
Yeah. That makes sense. Another fun fact about the crow. I was looking at a little few things, but they used ravens, not crows, during filming. So.
Dude, ravens are way more ominous than crows.
Yeah. Plus, they're just more intelligent. So,
man,
fun little fact.
I haven't watched it in a while, so it might be worth another watch one of these days just to see if it. Cause I was a kid, so I probably fucking was like, this is edgy as shit, bro.
Edgy and weird, and yeah, I've never
look and see if I've got anything else here. I don't think that I do.
Did it ever?
I was seeing if there's any fun tidbits that I had written down, and nah, that's about it. Basically, just I mean, it's an interesting plot, but it's very dark, of course, because I think it's a Warner Brothers thing, and Warner Brothers only can do dark comic book movies. Yeah. And even in 1993. And then Brandon Lee got fucking deaded, bro.
Yeah,
that's probably the nice way to say it.
That's the most responsible way to mention that.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, dude. I'll check the movie out at some point. Like I said, I definitely need to. I just have not gotten to it. I think it's gonna make me feel even weirder knowing that person gets glocked at the ending of the set. So it'll add to the flair. Oh, sorry, I'm just bored out of my fucking mind. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Just sleepy. I'm a sleepy boy. God. Well, that's cool. Do you want to hear my interesting, fun story?
I do. Very much, actually.
Do you want to take one guess as to what I did?
It's the Passion of the Christ.
Nah, I thought about that one. But I might do that one next. Okay, but nah, I chose the... What?
You chose Space Jam.
Yeah, right about it. No, didn't quite do Space Jam. I should have done that, though. But no, I'm going to cover The Exorcist instead. I'm going to cover why this film is a cursed film set in itself. So, have you ever seen The Exorcist original?
I have.
All right. Did you like it?
It's another one of those that I watched pretty young.
Correct.
Because my parents were like, you could just watch this, it's fine. But,
that's good.
Yeah, I remember liking it. I remember liking the Scary Movie 2 bit probably a little bit more. But,
I think Scary Movie 2 bit is good.
I did like The Exorcist, though. It was a good movie.
Interesting. And as the goons know, and you probably at this point, everyone just knows, I didn't really get into horror movies until late high school, and obviously that meant I missed the Exorcist hype. And so in high school, I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And so in October, I watched it. Super good October film, just in general. But I remember not particularly liking it. I was like, it's pretty tame considering what we're used to now. But let me lay out the fucking world of The Exorcist in 1973. This shit was not tame. This shit was dastardly, and people didn't know how to fuck with it. Shit was like next level to 1973 people. And I'm just gonna explain a little bit about everything. And I'm gonna explain why it is believed that the film itself is cursed. So here we go.
All right.
So this was made in 1973. William Friedkin set out to bring William Blatty's novel, The Exorcist, to the big screen. Yes, this is based off of a book, which is also based on a real story. So, the story of a young girl possessed by a demon, The Exorcist, instilled terror in audiences, taking on the subject of demonic possession, and a very controversial Catholic ritual was sure to turn a few heads. The person that wrote this is a comedian. Get it? Turn a few heads.
That's pretty solid.
Pretty solid. This is. I'm reading bits and pieces from different things, but this particular part was written by David Ian McKendry on something I don't know what this is fucking called. 13th Floor. I'm not sure. So after there were many strange and catastrophic occurrences. Many became convinced that the film set and the movie itself were cursed by a demon, and it's just like bulleted points. So reason number 1. The Exorcist is based off a real-life event. William Peter Blatty wrote his 1971 novel of the same name based on the real-life exorcism of a boy known through the pseudonym as Roland Doe. Catholic priests at Georgetown University Hospital performed the real-life exorcism, but had to stop when the boy managed to get free from his restraints, pull a bed spring out of his mattress, and slash one of the priest's arms. When Blatty wrote the novel, Roland's family requested the character be changed to a girl in order to protect the boy's identity. Roland went on to live a normal life with no memory of the incident, retiring decades later from NASA. So my guy that was possessed as a boy worked for NASA.
Well, shit.
And Peter Blatty wrote about this boy, but changed it to a girl to keep the identity safe. But it sounds like we know a lot about him, so the identity changed.
I'm going to say it didn't work.
It didn't work. However, I think it is just, in general, more spooky that it's a girl. You know what I mean? I don't know why.
Yeah, little girls are a lot creepier than little boys. We find in horror.
Just for some reason. Because number 2, shooting was delayed after the set caught fire, destroying what was supposed to be the McNeil's home. Director William Friedkin blamed the incident on a winged creature with talons. It seemed a pigeon had found its way into one of the circuit boxes which caused the fire. However, Regan's room was unharmed by the fire. So every aspect of the set in the house caught fire except for the room of the Exorcist.
That's weird as shit, actually.
Actually, everyone, that's like always point number 1. Everyone's like, that was fucking weird. And there's no reason why it shouldn't have taken at least a few pieces of damage. But nope, all good in the hood.
She probably just slept through it, too. She's like, I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah, she was like, and the flames didn't dare to enter the room. So, number 3, during filming, actress Ellen Burstyn, who played Regan's mother. Regan's the name of the little girl, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So Regan's mother was actually injured when the possessed Regan throws her to the ground. The take was actually used in the film as well, and the blood-curdling scream she lets out is completely genuine. The injury still bothers her to this day, and I read more on that. She just definitely had spinal injuries from being thrown to the ground by this little girl, which some people think is weird in the first place because, it's still a little girl. So that's interesting.
That's a ouchie.
That's an ouchie right there. It didn't get shot and killed, but still, took a spine hit.
That's fucking... Like the actress took a spine injury?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
There's many more injuries to come. And these are all reasons why I think the filming was... Let's just say that there might be an otherworldly force trying to prevent this movie from being created. Okay, so number 4.
It was Casper.
Casper's too friendly, bro.
Saying, guys, because
he's
not friendly. He is a piece of garbage.
Dude, how fucking dare you? It's fucking Casper the Friendly Ghost in his title. His surname.
Dude, everybody is... Listen. It's
what?
irony, okay? Everyone is in agreement that Casper is a dick.
I mean, I could see him in his teenage years being like a fuck boy, but not like a, not an asshole like the Exorcism.
Yeah, well, he basically, he burns houses down. Instead of protecting one room, he just kills everybody. That's what Casper does. Just a heads up, everybody. If your children watches Casper the Friendly Ghost, he will kill you. So
yeah, exactly. Don't look at that friendly shit. Look at there's a whole documentary on it. I think it's called Casper's Unholy Beginning of the Antichrist or something like that. Let's check that out.
Yeah, and he's got a gun, so I just want to throw that out there as well.
And he smokes the devil's lettuce. Don't forget that.
He smokes that jazz cabbage.
Jazz cabbage. Fucking absolute chronic to the dome.
Yeah.
So, number 4. Chances are good that any film that takes over a year to complete will be associated with bad incidences, for sure. But The Exorcist has a few deaths. Actors Jack McGrowan and Vasiliki Maliarose both died while the film was in post-production. What makes their deaths strange is that their characters died in the film as well. Other deaths that occurred during the film of The Exorcist include Linda Blair's grandfather and Max von Sydow's brother, who died on Max's first day of shooting. Also, while filming, the son of Jason Miller, who played Father Damien Karras, was nearly killed when a motorcycle hit him.
Yikes.
What they're basically saying is, like, I named off 4 or 5 names right there. 2 of them died in post-production, so this is after it was created for sure, but still, they died because, like, and I believe it said there was, like, natural causes for, Malia Rose, and I don't remember what the other one, Jack McGrowan. They say natural causes and ways, but it just seemed, coincidental, I suppose. And like I said, or like they said, it's just interesting that those particular characters died on the set as well, or I mean, in the film as well, you know. Plus, just bad things are happening to the other people, not just deaths, but like people just getting hit and hurt by motorcycles and just general scared.
Yeah, can you imagine getting hit by a motorcycle? Like, I know, like, getting hit by a car would hurt, like, really bad.
Yeah,
but like,
motorcycles seem so precise.
Would fucking,
like,
yeah, like you. That's just a straight line.
Yeah, you getting
wrecked. You can't fall on a hood. Like, you're done.
Yeah, you can't rely on no soft, cushiony window glass. You just have a fucking.
Have you ever bumped your knee on a table? It's like that, because like that hurts me.
But going like
and then,
70
then you
miles
get hit
per
by
hour.
a motorcycle. Yeah, exactly.
So number 5, while filming one of the possession scenes, Linda was thrown out of bed when a piece of rigging broke, causing her to injure her back. Additionally, after the film's release, Linda received so many death threats that the studio had to hire bodyguards to escort her for the next 6 months. So Linda's the name of the girl who plays Regan. Also got hurt during one of the scenes where she was thrown out of a bed. And people wanted to fucking kill her. So that's crazy. She's a little actress.
They wanted to kill her just because she was like the character?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
I think it was like by those fucking bleed heart Christians that are just like,
oh yeah,
I will kill you if you release this satanic worship shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you imagine, in the name of a god who you serve? Can you imagine being like, I will kill this little girl
who's doing a job?
Oh my god,
she's getting paid to do
like,
this
I have
work.
to do it. Yeah, she's literally just at work, and you're like, I'm gonna kill you because
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Do that. And God's like, please don't do that.
Don't do that. Honestly, yeah. If anything, God's teachings would be like, just absolutely do not do that. But then all Christians are like, so do that. I'm gonna fucking kill her. I'm gonna send her a threatening letter first.
Yeah, I'll send her a threatening letter just to really get it in there. But we
as
far kill that little girl.
as to my knowledge, no attempts of murder have happened to her. But a bunch of empty threats, I suppose. And also a little, yeah, right. Also a little fun fact: Christians don't follow through. You know what I mean? They just all talk.
Ooh.
I'm a Christian. I can say that. Whenever they were doing casting for this movie. Just a little fun fact, the, Violet from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes.
She was supposed to be the little girl.
Oh.
But her parents were like, fuck no, after reading the script. So, anyway.
Well, that's kind of weird. Like, you can do the Exorcist, but you can't do Willy Wonka.
No, the other way around. It would have been, you can do Willy Wonka, but she was not allowed to do the Exorcist by her parents.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Violet girl was supposed to play Regan.
Yes, correct.
Okay, I thought Regan was supposed to play Violet.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been even more funny, though. If Regan's parents were like, no.
That Willy Wonka is actually a creepo. We're not doing
that. We're allergic to chocolate, so. So, number 6. In 1987, actress Mercedes McCambridge, who played the demonic voice of the demon, was the victim of a horrific tragedy when her son murdered his wife and children before taking his own life. So, she was the voice of the demon, and she had a horrible life following that. And then number 7, many believe that the actual film was cursed and that playing it through a projector was an invitation for demonic possession. Televangelist Billy Graham stated, quote, "There is a power of evil in this film, in the fabric of the film itself," end quote. When it was first released, the film was banned in every Middle Eastern country but Lebanon, which then the re-release was banned. And then during the Roman Empire, Jesus, during the Roman premiere, Audiences had to fight their way through a torrential downpour accompanied by thunder and lightning in order to get into the theater. Many inside claimed to hear a horrific, almost demonic cry coming from outside once the film started rolling. At one showing, a woman was so frightened she passed out in the theater and broke her jaw when she fell. She later sued the filmmakers, suggesting the subliminal messages caused the accident. Warner Brothers settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. Yeah, exactly. Can you? I hope that painted a good scene right there. Like people are, and this comes to show. This wasn't the first horror movie at all, but this was the most ambitious horror movie for sure ever to begin. Like this was something that has never been done before to this caliber. They had a high budget. They had I don't know about high, but you know what I mean. They had proper people setting this up, making this a legitimate film. And it was commercialized. It was really well received in terms of people were very, very, very curious. And so whenever the movie finally was out, people had to go see it because people like spooky dooky. They do, and that's just one of those things where it proves that. I'm gonna go find actually real quick if you feel it, the what it made on opening.
Yeah, I got this. Don't worry, guys. I'm not doing radio voice. I'm gonna do my stand-up act.
Okay.
What's the deal with airplane food? Right? You know what I'm saying, guys? You ever heard that one before? No? You can't hear me?
You're killing it.
I guess I can't hear you. You can definitely hear me. I can't hear you. Yeah, I didn't have a stand-up routine ready. This is not going well.
Talk about the airplane food.
Dude, what's the deal with airplane food? Nuts? Peanuts? In the 7,000 feet in the air? What do you want from me? I'm not going to eat nuts in the air. I don't eat nuts on the ground. They give me. Have you ever? If I flew, you ever flown Spirit before?
Yeah, I actually have for like $30.
Those fuckers, yeah, you're on a plane for $30 and you get like one bag, and you get to fucking, and they're like, "Do you want any kind of refreshment at all?" And you're like, "Yes, please." And they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot of money." And you're like, "What?" They're like, "Fuck you."
They're like, the best we can give you is like a 4,000-foot straw, and you can poke that bitch out the window if you really need to get a drink from something below. But
yeah, you crack the window just a little bit. You get a fucking
tears a hole through the fucking...
You're just drinking out of the ocean. That's pretty sick, actually.
I agree. Okay, so the box office, so the budget was $11 million, which, like I said, is huge for, especially in the 70s, for a film. And it opening weekend got $8 million, and then the gross USA, it got $232 million, and then total cumulative worldwide. Do you just want to take a guess of how much it made?
How much did it make domestic?
$232 million.
232 worldwide, and it was banned in all but one Middle Eastern country.
Yeah, basically. It was banned in the Middle East except for Lebanon.
Give me 500 million.
Pretty close. It is 441 million. So it made its fucking moolah back. But that just goes to show, like I said, this is the 70s. It fucking popped off. Like, people were so curious and wanted to see it. And like I said, and I'm gonna try to read some more stuff if I can find them. But, like, people watching this just were so fucking scared. Like, this was frightening. People back then just were so scared of this movie. And that's probably where a lot of, like, the speculations were, like, curses came about, whatever. But, like, people were throwing up, and there was, like, a fun fact, if I could find it, I don't want to ruin it. But they were given, they're, like, in movie theaters in certain areas, they were giving people with the purchase of a ticket like brown sacks, like throw up sacks.
That's fucking crazy, honestly.
Right. Like, I wish so very badly that I could experience something like this. You know what I mean? Like, I want something to be so fucking objectively scary, on film, that they give me a reason to vomit from watching it. Not because it's gross, but because it's so spooky.
Yeah. Well, we're so desensitized. Do you know how crazy something would have to be?
Yeah.
Like, I think it would have to be the only thing that could possibly do that to us, unless you're just like really bad with horror movies, is like like a legitimate like 4D experience. Like
Yeah,
I think that would be the only thing that
I
could
agree.
do it, because I mean, in the end, we've seen a lot worse
Yeah, and
since this
that's
movie.
right. That's why I tried to preface that by saying like we are so desensitized, and unfortunately, like unless something super crazy like you even said 4D or 5D, even something like that comes out, I don't think there's anything on film just on like a flat silver screen that will be able to do this, just because like you said we're so desensitized. And like I said before, like I never had horror movie experience, so at the very beginning of my horror movie journey, it was so fucking fun, dude. Like I was getting scared by the Oculus and shit. Do you know how cool it is to be scared by some stupid shit? You know what I mean? Like it was nice.
Yeah, it definitely. When I was young, like the Friday the 13th movies would scare the living
It was
piss out of me.
awesome. Yeah.
And now I'm like, these are so cheesy and fucking
Yeah,
shitty.
honestly worthless. Yeah, now you just watch it for nostalgic reasons, not for any other spookiness of it at all. But yeah, exactly, like that vibe.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I equate it to like, drinking. If you build up your tolerance for drinking, obviously it just takes like 15 beers to finally get drunk. But like, back then, if you had one or two beers, you might be obliterated right away. But now takes a lot for me to get spooked a little bit. So I'm going to just read a few fun facts and just see if there's anything else that might be worth mentioning. But this was the first film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. So also keep that in mind. A horror movie, first film to be nominated for Best Picture. They often
Which
had
is super. Which I don't know if this is in your fun facts at all, but this thing has a 83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it's a horror movie from 1973, which is crazy.
No, yeah, and I know you're like that sounds like okay, not that big of a deal, but honestly, that is a pretty big deal. So,
Yeah,
because like back in the day, horror movies were just not up to snuff, so to speak. It almost just feels like this guy and like all the directors and like the plot and everything like that just came out of left field. Like no one was prepared for. Like it just came out of nowhere. And then this is what spiraled so many movies into the future. Without this movie, the things we know now, the desensitization that we have received, wouldn't be this way, I don't think. Or at least it would have been a different story. Like, I wonder if all those 80s slashers that we know and love would have came to fruition the way they did. Because basically this just opened the door for people being like, oh, people will buy this. Like, kind of stuff, like horror stuff. So maybe we should spend more money to get better motion pictures about horror stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this was just like a shot in the dark, and it paid off greatly.
yeah. I mean, it's probably like, I mean, because obviously, I think slashers would have happened because like murder is very real.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. I guess I meant more of like the
like,
cinematography,
I mean-
like the plot synopsis of it. I don't. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm sure they would have made murder
yeah,
films,
exactly. So,
but like it wouldn't have been so theatrical.
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
think.
yeah, it's more of a it's a film. Yeah, it's not just killing. It's not just yeah, it's not just blood and guts. There's a lot to it. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a lot of like visual stuff in the movie that was really good. Like if you've ever seen Carrie, that came out in I think it came out like 3 years later. And if you've ever seen Carrie, it's horrifying. Like it's really good. And it has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. And
Yeah.
like that movie probably doesn't happen without The Exorcist.
Right. I agree. Yeah. Like, cause that was a book too, I believe. Isn't that Stephen King?
Say what?
Wasn't that a Stephen King book that they just made into a? Yeah. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So Stephen King wrote this book, and I doubt, like, without The Exorcist, I don't think that they would have been like, oh, let's turn that into a movie. They would have just kept it a book. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Because Carrie's fucking horrifying.
yeah, I only watched the newer one. I never watched the '70s one, so that's too bad. Let's see here. So the cast, like I said, the cast and crew believed the set to be actually cursed. Like even the people working on it thought it was cursed. So they had a priest come and bless it regularly. Oh, here's that little quote. It says, the movie made people so nauseous that theaters started handing out bags to vomit in with every movie ticket. And then I mentioned that one already. The scenes where Father Karras visits his mother and Bellevue actually contain real mental patients, and some were recorded using hidden cameras. So there's another little fun fact. There was another really interesting one.
That's kind of rough.
Yeah, hey, it's authentic as fuck, bro.
Yeah. They should have kept Brandon Lee dying in the film. It would have been okay.
They just weren't as raw as The Exorcist was, I guess.
Exactly.
This one is very, very interesting. A real-life suspected serial killer makes an appearance in the film. So, Paul Bateson, a real-life X-ray technician, played the role of radiologist's assistant in the scene where Regan is having a carotid angiography. He was arrested for homicide in 1979 after meeting film critic Addison Verrill having sex with him and proceeding to bash his skull in with a skillet. Bateson boasted about killing other men while awaiting trial, claiming that he did it for fun and dumped their bodies in the Hudson River. Authorities suspected him of being a serial killer that had been targeting gay men in the years of 1977 to 1978 and wrapping their chopped up remains in plastic bags. These were known as the bag murders. Though they had a confession, they couldn't link any evidence to his claim. He was sentenced to 20 years for the murder of Addison Verrill. Bateson became free in 2004. So, like, he was in the movie.
Scary.
Yeah, he was there. And so he started killing people. So let's do the math real quick. This movie was released in 73. Filming took place in 72, 73. And then, so in 77 and 78, he became a murderer. So, I don't know if you believe that this is like a film cursed set or whatever like that, but I think it made some people mad.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a shitty experience.
Yeah, just not ideal.
And obviously, maybe that guy in particular, maybe something happened and he was like, I need to kill people now. Maybe it drove him a little cuckoo.
A little cuckoo. So Linda Blair, which is Regan, the actress for Regan, she secured the role as Regan McNeil. She took over. There were 500 actresses that auditioned, and she got it, which is interesting. But also, just a fun fact based on that, during the search for the right child actress, the director considered auditioning adult dwarfs because it was hard to find. Hard to find someone.
That's a weird call, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you had a little person do it. They'd be mature and grown, and would also be able to avoid child labor laws.
Yeah.
I guess would be the reason that makes the most sense. And they probably would have gotten filming done a little bit quicker if they would have done that, and maybe some stuff wouldn't have happened.
Perhaps so. Yeah. I'm just gonna read a few more. Audrey Hepburn was supposed to be Ellen Burstyn, but she turned the role down. The role of Father Dyer is...
Every girl with Audrey Hepburn on their wall right now is upset that you said that.
That's why I hate The Exorcist. Stupid. The role of Father Dyer is played by a real-life priest, William O'Malley. He also served as a technical advisor. So director William Friedkin, he took deliberate measures to abuse the cast for a fear effect. So he went as far as to firing guns without warning behind the actors to frighten them. He slapped Father O'Malley across the face to catch footage of his shocked reaction for the film. He also put Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair in harnesses and had them shook and yanked violently. My guy's authentic.
Yeah, that's not good. That's bad.
That's some shit Stanley Kubrick did. That's why people hated working for him too.
Dude, can you imagine being at work and... You're just filming a scene. You're in a movie that doesn't have guns, and someone just fucking caps something in the air.
Just pops around them. I would also be shook. Hey, I can see adrenaline pumping.
What do you? Yeah, I'd quit, bro. I'd have been out of there. If I was an actor and someone just started firing rounds, bro, what is wrong with you, man? That's insane.
Bro, you're not cut out for theater. That's what that means.
That must be it. I should have took a couple of slaps to the face in high school. Maybe I'd have done a little better.
Yeah, exactly. You're just not built for the theater, bro. Maybe just one more. Regan's room was actually freezing. It was literally freezing. The director, once again, we know that the director, he went to extents. He went to deep extents to try to make the really authentic feel. And so he actually made the room chilled to achieve like the breath thing. He refrigerated it to around 30 degrees. So every time you see them in Reagan's room, it was like 30 degrees.
Yeah, this dude, if this guy directed Endgame, or no, Infinity War, he would have been like, listen, Robert Downey Jr., we have to hit you with a planet. Like, it has to be real.
This has to be authentic.
Like, if I CGI a planet, it's gonna look cool, but we won't be able to see the pain in your face as if I hit you with a real planet. So we have to do that.
Yeah, we want to see the actual calamity of this, so you're gonna have to deal with it, all right? Okay, one or two more. Jason Miller, who played Father Karras, which I mentioned before, had actually studied to become a priest for the role. He dropped out of that because he lost his faith. So
I wonder why.
Yeah, sometime during studying, he was like, "Fuck that," and he just bailed. And let's just do last but not least, Stanley Kubrick turned down directing the film. I guess that's a fun one. So the same dude that did obviously The Shining, he would have excelled in this as well, but turned it down. I don't know why.
Yeah, can you imagine? Because when did The Shining come out? What year was that?
Oh, I don't know. I can find out real quick. I want to say, was that? Oh, 1980.
Okay. Can you imagine if he would have had a banger like The Exorcist and then was like, all right, now we're doing The Shining. That would have been something. But
because remember, The Shining failed, essentially. Like, it didn't fail, obviously. Yeah, it was a cult classic, but it didn't do well in box office.
Yeah.
But if it popped off, The Exorcist popped off, and then The Shining came out, I bet people would have watched The Shining so hard.
Yeah, they'd have been like, this is tremendous. Did you hear that Stanley Kubrick shot a gun at that little girl?
Which he didn't do great things either to his actors and actresses, but I don't want to get into that, because we're on The Exorcist right now. But yeah, that's all I've got for The Exorcist. People think it's cursed, and I don't know where I stand on it, but the movie is very interesting. I think it's a piece of cinematography history. Cinematographic history, because it's just like very pivotal to the history of horror movies. It's very important. Its role back in the day was incredibly frightening, very modern for its time. I wouldn't say ahead of its time. Actually, yeah, I guess I'd say ahead of its time. If you watch it nowadays and you've watched it and you're like an avid horror movie watcher, it's not going to stand up to everything else, in my opinion. But it's also just you gotta respect the ancient ones, the ones that started it all.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, if you're in like your 20s or younger, and you've seen literally any other horror movie from this century, you're gonna laugh at The Exorcist for sure.
Honestly, yeah, yeah.
But it was spooky. It was a spooky little movie.
Spooky little movie. I would recommend watching it if you want to be cursed forever. So, yeah, go for it.
I will say that once you brought up the director, I believe he ran over that kid with a motorcycle.
I think you're probably right. They didn't mention that.
I think he did all that shit too, because he was like, "This got to be a scary ass movie." So he was sending death threats to that little girl.
That's probably what it was.
Kid with the bike.
My guy was fucking setting up all this shit. He burned everything else but the fucking room. He was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, he went to great lengths in more than one way.
Which, that being said, even if you did that, all credit there. I'm reading, there's, you know how movies fuck up? Where it's just like, you were drinking a glass of water, and then they set it down, and the next scene, the glass of water was still full. You know, shit like that?
Oh, yeah. Like a little continuity error.
Little continuity error. I'm just reading a bunch of those right now. It's very interesting. There's actually a ton.
Remember when that Starbucks cup made it in the Game of Thrones? That was kind of fun.
And the mug and Star Trek or some shit. I don't know. There's a lot of classic continuity issues. But anyway, Exorcist. Pretty good.
Hey, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. I think that's a wrap for the old Stories with the Boys on the first episode of movie March Madness, April Madness. Wait, what month is this?
It's March.
Movie March Madness.
Non-copyright infringing movie March Madness. Don't sue us, NCAA.
Yeah. You don't want to fuck with our legal team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I know a guy who went to law school.
I've watched Perry Mason. You don't want this smoke.
Can you say that again?
I watched Perry Mason. You know what that is?
I'm gonna have you say it. I'm gonna have you say it one more time. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
Well, no. So, it is. I mean, you probably know because we live in the same proximity. But it is windy as shit.
It is.
So my cell reception is being heavily affected at the moment. So,
well, I'm surprised that you.
But I've been able
to
far. Been able to make out literally everything except for what you just said.
Which I'll accept it. Fuck it. You don't get to know anymore. The goons will know. It's not even funny or relevant. I'm actually probably should cut it out anyway. So. Anyway, yeah. So that'll kick us off here. Hopefully, like I said, I've been busy, and I'm still gonna be busy. I still have to edit this and throw this out. So I want to get this out to you goons as soon as possible. But that being said, just keep working with us. If we need to, we can go into the month of April with one more episode if you guys really liked it. We just got to work around with what we've got because, like I said, I'm just going to be, for the next several weeks, just got to finish up school and, there's a lot going on. But I'm going to try real hard to get this out here. So keep it.
Yeah, bear with my guy. He's busy.
Yeah. Tell him, Craig. And if you like this podcast, if you like this podcast, please share it with all your friends and grandparents. You can do Twitter, stories_boys. And you can just email us at storieswiththeboyspod@gmail.com. I don't know. There's our YouTube channel. Same at. You just gotta look that up. Bunch of stuff. Yeah. And just keep helping us pop off. If you help us pop off, dude, that'll inspire me even further to just ignore my school and living and just every responsibility I have to do right now. So,
if this episode pops off, Andrew drops out.
Yeah, with weeks left.
Yeah, we're at the end, and he will drop out if this episode gets how many views would you drop out of college for?
Total or just this episode?
I mean, you've already got your bachelor's degree though, so you're good there. It's not like you lose a lot, right? You just lose the last couple years.
Yeah.
So let's
I would say 500.
100? You just do it for 100?
500 on this episode by next week.
Okay, we can do 5. All right, so if we get 500 views, and that's collectively, so that could count the YouTube channel too that nobody goes to because it's all just on a podcast.
Right.
So if we get 500 total, you're gonna drop out of college
within the next couple weeks. Yeah. If it happens before the next episode is released, I'll consider it further.
Yeah. They send you your fucking degree, and you're just like, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, but you guys can keep it. I got
500 views.
Oh man, I guess goons, if you want me to succeed in life, go ahead and not watch this episode. If you want me to have a good day, go ahead and watch this episode and tell 500 people to watch it.
Yeah, what we'll do, we'll get 499. And then once you finish, we'll cross the bridge because everyone's so courteous.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your support in my trying time. All right. Well, any other news that you want to tell the audience before we ditch this episode?
I've got nothing to say to these fuckers.
Something very bad I just realized happened, Craig.
What's that?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This is bad. We're going to make the most out of it.
I'm going to jump off a bridge.
Okay, maybe the goons have noticed that the audio quality is a little off, and that's because I'm talking into my microphone, but it's not my computer is not using my microphone audio. It is using the built-in speaker. So, you know what? We're going to release it anyway. I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, we're not going to waste the hour. Fuck it. We've done worse.
We have done worse, honestly, probably. But this isn't what we normally sound like. Fuck! I'm going to put this in the beginning. Just this little warning. That fucking sucks, Craig.
Dude, that sucks. That sucks hard.
Fuck this. Fuck this game, bro. Anyway.
It's alright, we're out of practice.
We're out of practice. We're back at it again, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's just do a little. How do you want to say bye? I don't know. Fucking go watch The Exorcist and The Crow.
Go watch what?
Go watch both The Exorcist.
Yeah,
and The
go
Crow.
watch. Yeah, go watch those movies. They need your money desperately.
Actually, they don't. Well, at least The Exorcist does not need any more money, but yeah.
Yeah, they're all fine actually. It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. Okay.
Oh, dude, I want to since this is movie month. I saw this on Twitter this morning. You know how HBO Max is releasing movies
I just read this
that would be in theaters.
Yeah,
dude, they streamed the Zack Snyder Justice League instead of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, that's so funny. People that like
are you kidding
Tom and
me,
Jerry.
bro?
People that click Tom and Jerry is like
that is
rated R Justice League.
The Joker's like, we live in a society, Batman, and then they're like, when's that cat showing up?
Yeah,
dude, what a colossal fuck up! Like, what an absolute nightmare for somebody.
That's so funny though. Like, how do you do that? Like, I don't even know how you fucking do that. Someone got fired for sure, but I don't know how you do that.
Oh yeah, someone lost their job big time, and it probably wasn't pretty. It was probably really ugly, actually.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because it happened in the morning, so it would have been like, I mean, someone would have like, let's just assume they live in the West Coast. Those motherfuckers would have lost their job by like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Fucking Pacific time.
What a bummer.
That's terrible. I hope that guy lands on his feet because, yeah, you got fired for sure. That sucks bad, bro.
I agree. That's so funny. Yeah, that's relevant. So, perfect. I would have been happy because I probably would have tried to watch the Tom and Jerry movie and then the Zack Snyder cut came out. I'd be like, cool, I don't have to wait the rest of the month. But it's all good.
Yeah, well, at least you can get some of the 4 hours out of the way before you like actually watch it.
Yeah, exactly. But keep watching the screens, baby boys and girls. We'll catch you on the next episode.